If you find yourself on the never-ending quest of looking for the best-sounding true wireless earbuds for as little money as possible, I am so glad you found this video today, because I have a very interesting offering for you. These are the ARTTI AR03, and I am here to tell you all about them. What's up, everybody? This is David M., the Polish Potato. As the video title suggests, I think these are the dark horse of 2024 when it comes to sound quality. And this is a very important statement. This is the disclaimer I want to make. You are buying these for their sound. There are other things they do well, and there are some things they don't do very well at all, which I will tell you about during the rest of this video. But the main part is they sound incredibly good. And also, you have to know what you like. That's the second part of my disclaimer. Pay attention. You really have to know what you like. So here's some comparisons to put this in the perspective and guide you put you on the right track right away. Guide you through the setup so that if you determine early in this video this is not what you're looking for, you don't have to watch the rest of it. That's how honest I am. I'm killing my view time, which is very important statistics on YouTube, and I'm telling half of you, or I don't know, some of you, that you don't have to watch the rest of the video. So I'm working against myself here, and I would really appreciate if you watch the full video, but no one really does. That doesn't matter. What matters is I want to deliver seriously valuable information to you, and I hope you find this review doing just that. So let's compare them to the KZ Carol. KZ is always going for this nice, punchy, fun sound signature with a lot of bass, a lot of highs, definitely dropped mids. And if you listen to these side by side, you'll hear that difference very clearly. These are very different. They are going towards what Moondrop is doing. So if you have, for example, the Moondrop Space Travel, let me get those. Here's the Moondrop Space Travel. These made so much noise when they were released for their accuracy and beautiful detail retrieval and going towards the audiophile appreciated sound signature. So these, I would say, are about 80% of the way going towards that audiophile specific appreciated sound signature, but they do keep a lot of that fun factor that KZ Carol is delivering with their punchy signature, where you not necessarily care about hearing everything in the mids, but you just want that strong bass and really detailed, beautiful, pushed forward highs. So it's a little bit of a blend of those two worlds with a heavy accent on that audiophile tuning that delivers a lot of detail, doesn't really drop the mids that high, but still has a nice kick in the bass and very pronounced highs that are not giving up anything that you still want to hear in the higher end of the frequency spectrum in all of your music. Apart from all that, there's really nice instrument separation here that also took me by surprise. The sound staging is okay. It's not the broadest, craziest, most extensive soundstage you ever heard, but let's face it, we're talking about $30 of equipment here. At some point, you're going to hit technical limitations that you just can't go beyond. Now, the Moondrop Moca enhances the sound of the Space Travel even more and takes it a few steps farther. And these are scary close to the Moca. I am absolutely blown away at how good they sound. In terms of their loudness, which I know also matters to a lot of you, they are louder than the KZ Carol, and they are much louder than both of the Moondrop. To give you a good measurable comparison, I can go to about 80-90% of volume on my iPhone 16 Pro when I'm listening to Moondrop Moca. With these, I stop around 60% because that's all I can take. Anything louder than that is kind of starting to blow my brains out. One metrics that also probably helps with this subject is that I'm going to be 50 years old in just a few months, and the older you get, the less loud you like things to be. Hey guys, I was just out here to test the ANC on these, but I don't think it's worth talking about. The earbuds are advertised as ANC, but the level of noise cancellation is similar to you simply putting closed back, well-sealed IEMs into your ears. That's how much ANC you get. So do not buy these for their ANC. Remember, you're buying them for their excellent sound quality. The transparency is a little better, but it has this weird thing going on, as if it's almost amplifying some frequencies while leaving other frequencies unchanged, which creates sort of a bizarre effect in your ears. It's not as natural sounding transparency as on a lot of other earbuds. When it comes to ergonomics, this is the Moondrop Space Travel, and these are the ARTTI. I think the clues are very obvious here. The only difference between these cases is Moondrop you take out by sliding them out on the side of the case, and these you take out by sliding them out from the center of the case. Having said that, the ergonomics of simply taking them out of the case are so much better here, because I don't know why, I have never figured this out, but I always have so much difficulty getting Moondrop Space Travel out of here, while with ARTTI it seems very easy. It's just a different layout, something about this, the way it all works, and maybe they are just less snug sitting in the case, but it's so much easier to take these out. A point worth making. For the in-ear ergonomics, they are almost identical, with ARTTI having a little longer profile. I don't know how much that matters. I feel like with these ergonomics, the devil always sits in the detail, but all I can tell you is these sit in my ear like they belong. I absolutely love the shape and the ergonomics and the way they fill the ear cavity. They are snugly flat against the outside of my ear. Absolutely perfect. When it comes to aesthetics, the looks, and the overall design, let's be honest, they don't just take clues from Moondrop. They pretty much steal the whole thing. And if you want to call it just taking inspiration from other manufacturers, then that works for me. I mean, there's literally hundreds of earbuds on the market that look similar to one another, so let's just not split hairs here. Sooner or later, someone was going to do it, and ARTTI did it in black, which I really like. Very understated elegance with a tasteful logo printed on the earbuds. Nothing to write home. This is not going to win design awards at this point, but overall, I am a fan. I loved Moondrop Neko Cake when it came out. I love the Space Travel. I love the Mocha. So naturally, I'm going to like these as well. The controls are very simple. There is no app, so all the controls are happening by tapping the outside of the earbud. It's kind of easy to figure out once you start working with them. And the neat thing is, when you press them, when you tap them, there's a click that you hear inside of your ear that makes it seem almost as if there's a physical button that you're actually pressing. There is no button, but it's nice to know, it's a nice indication that the earbud received your input. So for example, when you tap twice on the left earbud to go to the next song, there's two clicks that you hear as a confirmation that the earbuds received your input correctly. And when you tap and hold for a second and a half, they change to game mode. There's still one click, but you just have to know you have to hold the tap for a second and a half to change the mode. I mentioned already that they come with no app, so there is no smartphone control that you can apply to change different sound profile settings, but they do have 3 different equalizer modes, and to access them, you simply tap one earbud 5 times. Connectivity with these is great. They paired very quickly the first time, and every next time I take them out of the case, they connect immediately, whether it's your smartphone, your computer, or anything else you're using on Bluetooth, and there's pretty much 0 delay. The driver size in these is 13 millimeter, which is pretty much pushing the boundaries of what you can squeeze into this little casing, and that is definitely helping with this high-end sound. Also, since we are talking about this, these are considered lossless. Now, as far as codecs go, here's when we're getting into a bit of a strange area. They are being advertised as lossless hi-fi quality. When you dig deep, there is actually no codec mentioned anywhere online. And when you look at what's being used on Android, it shows you AAC. As far as I can tell, AAC is not a lossless codec. So you could debate now, what does lossless hi-fi mean? Are we getting into all those nuances of what people can actually hear versus what is being delivered in the transmission through the codec? This video is not about that. All I can tell you is they do sound absolutely amazing. And the facts are they are using the AAC codec on Android. Same thing happens on Mac, by the way. I just confirmed this. You have to dig a little deeper, but you can find this out if you try hard enough. Now, at this stage of the review, you guys must be at this point where you're wondering, are these also good for phone calls? Can I use them for the whole day? And if someone calls me, can I easily take the phone call with the security in my mind that they will hear me well? So let's get out there and do the David M's real-life test for microphones in earbuds. All right, guys, let's get this done. The test starts in the same way every single time, to have scientific method and test all of these earbuds in similar environment. So right now I'm sitting in an idling car on the side of the road, which makes it relatively easy for the earbuds to resolve my voice from this unpolluted environment when it comes to sound. But right now, guess what? I'm gonna crack the windows about halfway open on both sides, and I'm gonna get into first gear, and I'm going to start driving this way, introducing a road noise, engine noise, air conditioning noise, not really conditioning, just air flowing noise, because it's November, even though it's really warm for November on the east coast of the USA. I actually do not remember the weather being this warm on the 9th of November in any previous years I have lived here. So this is kind of crazy. But right now we are at 50 miles an hour, also having a lot of wind noise coming into the cabin of this car. So if you can still hear me well and the voice is clear, that means these earbuds are fantastic for phone calls. But right now I'm going to pull over and compare them to some really tough competition. And here we go. You guys guessed it. This is Moondrop Moca. I am excited about this test because I have not had them in this test yet. These are still pretty new to me. I'm still getting ready to do my full Moondrop Moca review. So this is very exciting. I am very curious about the results of this because Moondrop Space Travel was pretty good when it came to microphone quality. Are these going to be better? Are they going to be worse? Or are they pretty much the same? And of course, the main question is, how do they compare to the ARTTI AR03, the main hero of today's review? I think I have enough of a voice sample. I am traveling at 50 miles an hour, so I'm going to pull over and use the third competitor, which is going to be very difficult for these two to match. So here we go, guys. These are the Soundcore Liberty 4 Pro, my new benchmark when it comes to testing microphones in earbuds. They did fantastic in the first test. The sound quality was the best I've heard yet. That's just my opinion, of course. You can go back to my previous video when I'm comparing them to Soundpeace Capsule 3 Pro Plus, the so far benchmark before these came around. But of course, there's the pricing level that is not comparable to the ARTTI AR03 and the Moondrop Moca. These are a lot more expensive, so it's not a fair comparison. It's just here to see what the sound quality can be when you have truly fantastic microphones and algorithm processing against these two other earbuds. And now I'm going to pull over, and I have one more for you today. So here's the last competitor for today, a tiny little Sony LinkBuds Fit, coming with very bold claims that they are excellent for phone calls. They also have excellent price. That is even more expensive than the Liberty 4 Pro. So let's start driving. Let's give them a shot. I have not heard them in this environment before. I have not used them for any of these tests yet. So let's see how well they do. We're about to hit 50 miles an hour right now. So you guys can have those 4 voice samples right next to each other for clear comparison. Now I do have to slow down, so it's not going to be the same conditions. Okay, I turned around, and now I'm going 50 miles an hour again. to give you guys the exact scientific method, same conditions for all 4 earbuds. So you can make an educated decision based on these 4 sound samples when it comes to purchasing these earbuds and deciding for yourself which ones would you use if phone call quality is really important to you. Back in the studio, you guys heard this for yourselves. I did say in the beginning of this review that they don't do everything well. You're buying them for their excellent music reproduction, not necessarily for phone calls. Okay, fair statement. If you are making your phone calls in a quiet environment, they should be fine. They will do well. If you are commuting and planning on using them with a lot of noise pollution around you, you have better choices out there. A few more things we need to talk about. I already talked about the ergonomics of the case. The looks of the case are similar and competing with Moondrop. The build quality of the case is absolutely fantastic and definitely better than this. It feels very solid. This part in the bottom here feels nice and heavy. This is metal. This here, the transparent part, is either a hardened plastic or some sort of a glass, but it also feels very well made. And overall, I would absolutely prefer this to the Moondrop case that feels a little plasticky and flimsy, to be honest with you. The open design is, of course, a subjective matter of choice. If you think you're going to be fine with it in the long run and you're not afraid of collecting a lot of dust that will inevitably go in here, you should be okay. I like the transparent part that reveals the earbuds sitting in there. Moondrop went with the completely closed case for their next generation. KZ also has a transparent case design that is isolated. There's no open parts. And I think this is a smarter choice in the long run. Battery life is about 3.5 hours of music time on a single charge. There is no fast charging. There is no wireless charging. There's the USB port in the bottom of the case. Why isn't this in the back? Okay, I guess you just lay it flat and connect the cable here against, having them stand on the desk or whatever flat surface and connecting the cable here. I don't think this is a huge deal, but a bit of a weird choice if you ask me. The charging numbers are inconsistent on Amazon listing because it says 90 hours of total battery life with charging case. 90. But then it says you get 3.5 hours of music time on a single 1.5 hour charge, and the case can recharge the earbuds up to 5 times. So 5 times 3.5 is 17.5. That's 17.5 total hours of battery life. Where did they get the number of 90? That doesn't make any sense. Also, the information in Amazon listing about the customizable EQ mode is inconsistent. It says you have to hold the earbud for 2 seconds to adjust to deep bass, balanced mids, or clear highs. You don't do that. You tap the earbud 5 times, any of the earbuds, to change the EQ modes. So I don't know why this isn't updated. Overall, what you're getting here, I still think is absolutely worth your money if your most important factor is sound quality. Everything else, I hope this review gave you a lot of information to judge for yourself so that you can make an educated decision. Are these ultimately the best earbuds that do everything well? The ultimate ones, the endgame earbuds? Probably not, but it all depends on what's important for you. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you do decide to purchase them, please use the link provided in the description of this video to help the channel, to help me keep going, and to make sure I can provide more valuable content for you in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching.